That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 127 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And another Camp Counselor, Dave Sook.
And we're back to bring this weekly whack, weird, strange, and wood. Not wooded. Wood. And before we tell you these longer stories, we got to catch you up on any of the weird news you may have missed this week. And I have a story right here as wallet lost 53 years ago in Antarctica returned to owner.
Isn't that fun?
So a California man said he was shocked when the wallet he lost 53 years ago was returned to him after being found in a place where he lost it. Antarctica. So this guy, Paul Grisham of San Diego, said he doesn't remember losing his wallet while serving as a meteorologist. I thought they just talked about, like, oh, it's going to rain, 40% chance, 40, like, we give meteorologists a lot of leeway, I think, because most of the time, I don't know, like, the percentages don't even matter at that point.
Yeah.
Just saying. But he was serving in the Navy in Antarctica in 1967, and he lost his wallet, and he just couldn't find it, but they found it because they were demolishing a building at McMurdo Station, the southernmost town on Earth. And they found his wallet and another wallet while they were demolishing the building, and they went on like a little Facebook thing to try to find like who this wallet belonged to. And I mean, they found his Navy ID inside. They found a couple things inside. They found his Navy ID, his driver's license, a tax statement, a recipe for homemade Kahlua, a beer ration punch card, receipts for money orders sent to his wife, and a pocket reference card for what to do in case of different disasters.
That's always good to have. Can I get I want a print out of that.
Like, if you had to, like, make a man's wallet, like a man's wallet, I feel like that was, like, pretty close to it. The only thing was missing was a razor blade or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? Everyone needs a good razor blade.
I always keep it in the back pocket.
You never know when you're going to have to put it in your mouth, and then when they tie you up with ropes, and then, like, you have to secretly slip it into your hands and then cut through your ropes, and then your attacker's back turn, and then you're like, do I attack him or do I escape? And then you escape, and then he finds you, and then you use the razor blade and you cut him, but you never killed anybody before, and now there's blood everywhere, and you're covered in blood, and his friend's coming back. Oh, shit, his friend's coming back.
I got into that.
But the other wallet, they tried to return to a guy named Paul Howard, but he died in 2016. But they gave it to his but they gave it to his family, which I think is probably like a really, really nice like memento, and like it probably meant so much to them to like knock on the door. Hey, we found your like late husband / father's like wallet from Antarctica, and you're like, whoa, like
they're like, who?
They're like, new dad, who is it? And he just closes the door.
He throws it in the fireplace.
He pulls out a razor blade out of his wallet. He's like, you never come back to my fucking house. Anyway, so that was that story, but pretty cool. I have to say, like, I like little stories like that. They're fun. They are fun.
It's very fun. I had fun. You ready to have more fun?
Let's have more fun, guys.
All right. Man turns uncle's skeleton into a guitar.
That is fun.
Isn't that fun?
It's got to be an electric guitar, right? It can't be like an acoustic guitar.
No, it's
like,
an acoustic guitar. The skin's still on there.
It's the rib cage is the. I wish I knew any parts of a guitar. Is the brown part of the guitar?
Yeah, it's the
big
brown part. Yeah,
the one
the white
that you
part.
The one that you count in and you kind of knock your knuckles on it, and you're like a 1, a 2.
This
the
one's more
part.
fun. This one's more fun though, because you get a spoon and you can just slide on down the ribs. It's like a xylophone.
Ooh, like yeah. Ooh, I love a good 1950s cartoon where a skeleton comes out of the grave and starts playing his fucking rib cage.
Yeah. No, so this comes from the website metalsuck.net. Fun name. And the
Wait,
first
metals, like as in like don't build stuff out of metal, build it out of skeletons.
Yeah, so metal as in the genre of rock music.
Okay.
Yeah, metal sucks. So the first sentence is, a metal sucks reader calling himself Prince Midnight has made a guitar out of his dead uncle's rendered skeleton.
What's rendered mean?
You know, it's dead.
He drew some flowers on it with a Sharpie.
Yeah,
rendered.
sure.
Rendered.
So the definition is melted in order to separate out of impurities.
Whoa,
Or-
he melted that shit?
Or the carcass of an animal.
Whoa.
I think it's
Wait.
more of the carcass of an animal thing.
But he probably did. David, can you melt bones?
Yeah. You get hot enough,
Fa-
you can melt anything. No, I think what it's referring
Fairly
to,
easily, actually.
I think what it's more referring to is like using it to make sure the bones stick together.
Oh, I see. Dude, I want to see
Like
what the guitar
reinforced.
looks like. Do you have like a picture?
I do. It's not great.
It looks bad, huh?
It looks pretty bad.
Skeleton guitar. If I type that in, I'm just gonna get like 20 horrible, like cheesy looking skeletons on like those crazy ass like 80s guitars that like Eddie Van Halen played.
Yeah, he called it the Skelecaster. It's fun.
Oh, that is fun.
He posed in a photo with it, and it's an awful photo.
It sucks though, because every time he's playing the guitar on stage and it touches his crotch, he starts to scream and runs off stage.
No, dude, this is Prince Midnight.
He ain't scared of no uncle's touch. Oh, what is that? What the
Sh-
fuck? Oh
Yeah.
my god! No, shut the fuck up. That's not real.
Yeah, that's real.
It's actually a rib cage going down a spinal cord into a pelvis,
Yeah.
and there's strings in there.
Yeah, the thing I don't get is it's like the pickups, so a pickup is that's the part that, well, it picks up the frequencies of the strings, but it's, you look at any guitar, it's usually like a black piece of plastic with little metal dots that picks up the,
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
yeah, so that's a pickup. And the pickup is usually where you strum the guitar or around that area, and it's like up inside of the rib cage. So like you really got to like bend your arm up in there to play it.
Worth it.
Yeah,
You got to be good at guitar first. You can't walk out on stage with a fucking human skeleton guitar and be like, "This is Wonderwall." Like, you got to fucking shred, right?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so here's a quote from him. So I
Isn't
got
that also
the
Is that
What?
illegal? Isn't that illegal to like not bury dead people? Like to do that shit?
I don't know. So he said, so I got the box of bones from Greece, and I didn't know what to do at first. Bury them, cremate them, put them in the attic.
Why did he have a box of bones?
They sent them all the way from Greece, baby. He probably could have made a better drum set out of that skull. But he said, yeah, put it in the attic. All seemed like poor ways to remember someone who got me into heavy metal.
Oh, okay. So sentimental.
Yep. And I guess his uncle Philip was a big time metalhead.
It's crazy that like his bones were just like put in a box. Like, what did they do with him to just get his bones? Did they like
Well,
bury
you let
him
the-
and then like dig him back up, or
You
was
let
he
the
like?
birds take over?
It seems like it. The birds. That's
Yeah,
the most
you
metal
let-
thing ever.
Let them birds take over.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Is that FedEx? So you let us FedEx bones? You can't
They
even
just-
like.
They
You
just
can't
put
even
it in a shoebox and taped it up with duct tape and put it in the mailbox.
I don't know. You can't even ship alcohol like across state lines, and there's like shipping like dead uncles across state lines. That's crazy. Anyway, hopefully he becomes the next John Mayer. And
Wasn't
we
that
could
fun?
Yeah, that is
what
fun.
if he just played like smooth jazz?
That would be unexpected and just delightful.
Yeah, wouldn't it be? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the jazziest thing I ever heard.
Well, that's the only way. Yeah, I would really be able to focus on it. If he was running around on stage being a heavy metal rocker, I don't know if I'd pay attention as much. But if he was stationary with a cigar in his mouth and a nice trilby on, ooh.
Yeah, one nice light over him with a fog machine.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing my uncle's chest cavity today. Hope you guys enjoy it. he plays this Seinfeld fucking theme song. Anyways, that's a bass guitar, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, on to the next story we got here. It says, woman uses Gorilla Glue in her hair, leaving it permanently stuck in viral TikTok. So this actually came up on my TikTok before I found this article, where this lady named Tessica Brown decided to use Gorilla Glue spray adhesive to her hair to give herself a sleek ponytail because she ran out of like her hairspray that she usually uses, and she found like spray Gorilla Glue and put that like on. She like got a big ass ponytail, and then she like laid her hair down like really tight on her head, and then sprayed it. And she says she took a shower and tried to wash her hair 15 times.
Oh,
and
that's a big water bill.
The hair won't budge. It doesn't even move.
Yeah, jackhammer.
Honestly, she might just need to shave her head.
It's probably the only really that's probably the only route you can do.
But I mean, her ponytail is so long. I mean, it might be like a fake ponytail, like Ariana Grande, but like I don't like. So it's kind of like devastating if her hair is actually that long. But if it's just like an extension or something like that, I say shave it off. You know, I think it'll be okay. It's kind of like a good look. People like that look, so it's like it's fine.
Unless your head is real fucked up looking.
you got like the guy from The Hills Have Eyes, like the original one. I met that dude. I fucking met that dude in a movie store. He lived in Sonoma, and I went in there, and there's like a signed copy of The Hills Have Eyes, and I was like, whoa. And my dad was like, yeah, he lives in town. And then we saw him one day.
Whoa.
He was very scary, but a very nice man. So
yeah, the scariest people are usually the nicest.
Hitler?
I meant scariest looking.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's fair. I don't know anybody. Steve Buscemi is really nice.
Yeah.
Firefighter, New York firefighter, actually.
Yeah,
so.
he fought fires at 9/11, baby.
Yeah, pretty
American
nice
hero.
He was shooting grown-ups too, and he said, "I can't do this. I have to go save people." And
wait, what?
And they said, "Steve."
Oh,
said,
he was filming grown-ups.
What did I say?
You said shooting grown-ups.
Oh! I said
Which
shooting...
I mean, it's true, but when you say it like that, I imagined him just going down a street, pulling all the grown-ups out of their suburban homes and just shooting them against a brick wall.
Bang bang, Valentine's Day Massacre style, baby.
Yeah.
But honestly, when is Steve Buscemi gonna play the next Joker, baby?
I hope soon. What if that was his last role in like 20 years?
Oh my God, when he's like 103, that would be amazing. I want a really old Joker and a really young Batman.
Did you see the photos Zack Snyder put out there of the new Jared Leto Joker?
No. Zack Snyder didn't make... Oh, did he? Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah.
It's for Justice League. The HBO, like, 4-hour Justice League that's supposed to be good.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it. I think I'm going to watch it.
I'm a little upset, though, because this new Joker design doesn't have damaged tattooed across his forehead.
Wait, they got rid of the tats?
Yeah, he looks a little more legit now.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm interested. I'm very interested.
Could be good.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. I mean, he does have a cult.
It's true. And he is a vampire. Morbius, coming to Sony this Fox.
They cancel that yet?
No, not yet.
All right, I got one more news story. What were you saying about?
No, Jared? No. I heard he's fucking crazy. Anyway, we already know that he is a cult. He is a cult on an island. Come on.
Yeah. So Texas lawyer trapped by cat filter on Zoom call informs judge he is not a cat.
The judge is like, overruled. You're a fucking cat now.
I'm sorry, no cats in my courtroom.
Damn it. The judge just shoots a laser pointer. He's like, we'll find this out. The guy just starts jumping across the pews. Is that in the courtroom? They have pews in a courtroom. Courtrooms in churches have pews, right?
Man, you haven't been to court enough.
I haven't been to church enough, too. And guess what? They're for the same reason. It's because I kill and I get away with it.
You can't stand a man in a black dress.
What? Oh God! I was like, what? That is so cryptic. I loved it. Anyway, I get what you're talking about now. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Zoom be trying to humiliate you on the daily. I see people taking shits with Zoom or jacking off with Zoom and not knowing the camera's on. I begin to question like how many of those are actually true, because they always cut it before like the deed's done or like the deed started, or like I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if this is really true because the camera angle is so perfect, you know?
Yeah.
They
You can
just
always
showed-
tell. You can always tell by the camera angle if shit's real or not.
Yeah, the guy goes like, okay, thanks guys, I'm gonna get off, and he goes like,
And he went and
clicks
tried
it.
to get off.
Yeah, and then he like grabs lotion and a tissue like immediately. I'm like, what about that meeting made you horny? Was
Yeah.
there a monkey conducting it? He's like, we need more banana sale. He's like, you guys, Zoom isn't working. You're gonna have to come into office. Too many bugs in my hair.
Must peel banana.
Okay, well I think we're caught up in any of the weird news, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I guess let's just get into these stories that we have. Now, David, we talk about ghosts, monsters, mummies, the guy in the mummy whose dick pops out of his pants in that
Yeah,
one
it does.
scene.
That's right, baby. His dick comes flying out, and he bashes his head against the wall. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's that one part when that big guy
Sounds
he gets
like-
the bugs in his skin. He starts screaming, and he's flailing around. Do you guys remember this? Have you heard about this? And
That
then
sounds
he starts
like-
running down the hall.
That
and
sounds like my
screaming.
last Valentine's Day.
Oh
My
man! And
my dick popped out, and then I smashed my head on the wall, and then I started writhing around on the ground. Oh,
all nimbly bimbly.
I made goop. That was gross. I don't know.
Fuck are you talking about?
What did I say to you before the podcast? Goo goo.
We fucking lost our minds. They don't even know what we're talking
I
about.
made goo goo. I said goop. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gwyneth.
Gwyneth Paltrow. My candle smells like Virginia. So. So.
Did you just set Alexa off?
Google is describing to me who Gwyneth Paltrow is now. Oh fuck, we're all fucked, everyone.
See, this is
Hey
premium
Google,
content.
stop!
This is premium content right here, people. You should be paying for this.
If it's not the cats, it's Google. Someone's gotta fuck with me. Okay, so on with the goo goo. So, like I was talking about, I'm tired. I'm sweating now. So we talk about ghosts, monsters, mummies, dick pop out guy, but usually the scariest thing we end up talking about are humans. These creatures known as humans tend to be the most terrifying because most of us are them. Not all of us. Some are lizards.
Yeah.
And we find it hard to believe that something we identify with could do something so horrific. Well, don't worry, campers, because this week I have another human that will make you say, wow, it was easy to kill people back then, as we dive into the horrid tale of Peter Niers, the man with a 544 body count. And I ain't talking sex.
Maybe.
Yeah. So not much is known about Peter Niers. Not much is known about his early life, besides the fact that he was born into a peasant family in 16th century Germany. Like I said, this was back in the yay. So you know that like crime scenes were like, is the guy still here stabbing them? Because the guy could still be there technically if he's just not holding the murder weapon or covered in blood. He's usually been like, I found him like this.
I want
It
a
was-
I want a TV show that's a medieval Dexter.
Oh, fuck, dude. That show was going to go for like 400 seasons.
Oh yeah, they'll
He's like,
never
yeah,
catch
yeah.
his ass.
He got away with it again. Some guy like walks up. He's like, "Oh my god, did somebody murder this guy?" And then he just murders that guy too. And then somebody walks
Yeah.
up and goes, "Are these two guys murdered?" And then he murders that guy. Oh,
Hey
it's
Dexter, did you check the bale of hay?
He's like, "I can't. My polio keeps me from walking too far." Anyway, so, my oh fuck, what is it?
My diet of pig shit and horse piss. It's really settling in today.
What is,
Got the grumbles.
what does everybody have? What was that vampire? What's wasting disease again?
Tuberculosis?
TB. Yeah, he had TB for sure. Sure, got it
Hey,
from
that's
got it
a
from
whole
fucking
nother-
a pumpkin.
That's a whole nother character arc we can explore here.
Yeah, the TB season.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. The show's pretty good until the TB season, where he just laid in bed for like 20
rolls around.
episodes. The episode where he peed a bunch of blood was kind of interesting, but like other than that, I don't know, man. So, like I said, so this man was a peasant in 16th century Germany. So during the time, Peter witnessed cruel and unfair classism from the upper classes towards his family and fellow neighbors, as their community of serfs were treated extremely poorly while already suffering from poverty, constant exhaustion, and overall struggle. And some believe that these inhumane living conditions and treatment of the peasant class were a catalyst for his later sociopathy. One of the two.
I'm just letting you ride that one out.
Okay. So Niers' taste for murder began to develop during the Peasant War of Germany in the year of 1525, when peasant armies revolted and attacked and stormed the castles of wealthy landowners, monasteries, and cities.
That's sick. I did not know about that. We need to do a story about just it. Is this story mostly about that, or
I think it went for like 30 years.
that's fucking awesome?
It takes a while to get across Germany. The
Yeah,
president,
it's big.
the king of Germany didn't know for about 15 years. He's like, there's a bunch of, I can't even do a fucking German accent. I was like, ugh, what am I doing with my life? There's a bunch of smelly farmers coming to kill me. I don't know. German probably sounded different back then.
You weren't angry enough.
There's a bunch of smelly fucking farmers. Fucking pumpkins getting tuberculosis. They spoke English, but in a German accent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're just like fucking up castles, cities, monasteries, anybody who had it better than them. Because like I said, they were all, dude, they smelled probably so bad. Everybody had BO and rotten teeth and like, crotch rot and dirty buttholes. And oh my God, their feet probably were, their toenails are so long. And like the tough acting guy was like in their shoes. And he's like,
Shaq was there.
The Mucinex guy was up in their nose and fucking smoking a cigar and fucking beating his wife and shit. Oh man, that guy's the worst. So this uprising resulted in a spike in the crime rate, making murder account for 11 to 15% of the crime for the next 60 years or so.
11 to 15, huh?
Yeah, so there's a lot of murder happening in Germany during those 60 years, apparently. But like I said, that's only the accounted for murder. So
True.
Katie is my girlfriend, and she was playing this game called Geotagger? Geo Tracker.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Where they place you in the middle of nowhere and you gotta find out where you are on a map. And I was like looking in like Norway, and there are so many long roads with thick trees, thick tree lines.
Where the fuck are you going with this?
I looked at her and I went, "Do you know how easy it would be to murder somebody and just drag them into the woods?"
Let the wildlife do all the dirty work.
Seriously, I was like, God, like there's some parts of the world that are so desolate, like Siberia. If you just come across a person, you could probably stab them and then like just like carry their body for like 40 miles and no one would, you wouldn't even come across anybody. And then if you did, you'd be like, oh, I drank too much vodka, and be like, yeah.
I spilled vodka on myself.
Red.
My blood is vodka.
Beet soup and vodka.
Delicious fermentation.
Yum. So, like I said, enveloped by all this murder and death, Peter began to crave his surroundings, resulting in a crime spree that Germany would go on to remember for decades. So, Peter knew he wanted to kill, but also knew that a lone person killing was an easy target for retaliation and punishment. So, he formed his own gang of 24 men in Alsace, France. Alsace. Oh, there was another story that
All sauce.
there was A1 sauce. Oh, it's A1 sauce. Dude, there was a guy in high school. He's a great guy. His name's Roberto. Loved him. He still love him. In love with him. Gonna marry him. He told me in math class, he's like, "Oh my god, I love like steak." He's like, "I'm like, oh yeah, like I don't know why we were talking about steak, but he's like, yeah, you ever like have that Al sauce?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Al sauce," and I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he showed me an image. And I was like, "Oh, A1 sauce," and he's like, "What?" Is that crazy when somebody has just been pronouncing something for their whole life wrong?
Yeah. I had one today. I don't remember what it was, but I had like a realization at work today. And it was something that I was just like, how did I never once realize that? I can't remember what it was, but it was some like combination of two words. This is a great story. I'm going to keep telling it.
It was a combination of two words.
No, that's not.
Rowboat.
Fuck.
Was it rowboat?
Because it's a boat you row, dude. That blew my mind.
That is kind of crazy, honestly. Anyway. No, but going back to Alsace, there was another story I think we did with Alsace, and I think it was when that lady was murdering everybody for insurance money.
Yeah.
A couple episodes back, she was in Alsace, I believe. So, like I said, he formed a gang of 24 men in Alsace, France, so he could kill hiding behind a wall of other men, or a thick wall of trees, as I like to kill behind. So, since Alsace was also right in the middle of the conflict, the odds were so ever in his favor. He could walk. You couldn't throw a baby without hitting somebody that you could murder, and also the baby. So, it was also said that Peter learned everything he knew from a man named Martin Stier, who was a shepherd who formed a gang of 48 other shepherds who went on a 22-year crime spree across Europe before being executed in 1572. Imagine 48 shepherds just coming at you with their big old fucking canes and their gang of sheep. They talk about the 48 shepherds, but they don't talk about the 12 sheep that followed each shepherd.
This is usually what I think about when I go to sleep.
Just when you're counting sheep, the 48 shepherds always show up. They're always there. They're always
The 37 and a half shepherds.
Oh, what happened?
A sheep accident.
I usually get through 5 of them before they get me pinned down. I pull out my broadsword and oh shit. So Peter and his gang would go on to also travel across Europe, raping, murdering, and stealing from anyone they saw as well off or better off than them. So kind of like Robin Hoods, but they kept all the money and they were raping and murdering people as well. So
yeah, they didn't make a Disney movie about this, did they?
You know what? There's some fucked up shit that happened like Little Mermaid and Quasimodo that they left out. I mean, Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like Hunchback of Notre Dame, I think like Esmeralda like fell off a tower or got hanged and her like neck snapped, and then he cradled her dead body in the bell tower, and then somebody went
It just jerked
No.
off.
maybe, and then somebody went up there and they just found like his skeleton cradling her skeleton, and then they made them both into fucking sick ass Fender Stratocasters.
Well, he was clearly a bass because of the shape of his body.
Oh, dude, that guy's got a bass. That guy actually, you could use his back as a guitar strap as well. It's crazy. There's enough slack on that guitar strap for sure. So
yeah, the radius is just great for your
insanity. Back. So they're killing a bunch of people. And so traveling from Germany to France to Bavaria, the rumors and lore of Peter Niers began to form and soon became the talk of the towns, many towns. And it was when he was caught in 1577, after 11 years of crime, is when the masses became immensely interested. So he made it 11 years just doing horrible shit. Like I said, now you're lucky to make it like hours. I mean, even up until like the 70s, I just watched, I think I brought this up last time, the Richard Ramirez doc, which I highly suggest on Netflix.
I don't think you did bring that up because I meant to bring it up, and I would have talked about it with you. It was very good. They did a really good job on that.
I honestly have never been more excited for a 4th episode of a show or like a finale of a show.
Yeah.
I was like, it's 4 episodes long, and I remember I broke it up over like 4 days, and on the 4th day I like sat down and I was like giddy. I was like, oh my god, I feel like I was watching like Game of Thrones. Like that was the last time I remember being like giddy for a show, and then they fucking ruined it in the last season. But still, I was still like very giddy, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. They did an amazing job. But like I was saying, even with Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker documentary, you could like he killed so many people and got away with it in the 70s. It's like
yeah.
They were just like literally.
And he was sloppy about it too. Like that's insane.
He had so many shoe prints everywhere, and also they were just like, I'm not gonna give anything away, but like they were just like, oh, his blood type was this. Let's find somebody with that blood type. Like that was as good as it was getting. And like a shitty. Oh my god! Everybody was such a bad artist back then too. They're like, oh, we got a drawing of him, and they look at it, and you're like, is that a troll doll? What is that thing? Like,
honestly, I'm gonna argue that because I thought the drawing was spot on because he was a fucking troll.
Okay,
doll.
yeah, you're right. It did look like him, but like you see the sketches now, and I'm not talking about the leprechaun in the tree sketch.
Oh yeah,
of course, but. Yes, the leprechaun say hey, but
this here's my leprechaun flute. It's been passed down for generations.
No, but like you see the ones now, and you go, oh my god, like these are crazy drawings. You know, they're like very detailed.
Oh yeah.
And back then it was like a guy with a Crayola, and you're like, okay, it's close enough. So
yeah, but his box had the sharpener on.
That's true. Oh, that's how he got those fine bags under his eyes. So Peter and some of, or should I say, his tiny little teeth. So
his razor sharp little fucking puppy dog teeth.
Little fucking brown chiclets. So Peter and his gang, so they're just caught after 11 years. But Peter and some of his gang were captured and then tortured soon, and then the torture soon began. Peter would go on to confess to how many, David?
420.
Oh, you wish, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
No, he actually only confessed to 75 murders at the time, including
that's low ball.
Including we'll get to it. So including some of the recent missing women from the town he was captured in. So he was kind of corroborating stories. So they're like, oh, he probably did it, and 75 others. And the outcry of the townspeople was completely overwhelming as they heard of his horrid crimes. But the outcry soon turned to absolute terror as Peter somehow escaped shortly after his torture and confession.
What, he just walk out the door?
Dude, they do not describe how he, like, escaped.
Fucking guard fell asleep. Had tuberculosis. Fucking fell asleep.
Peter, the guard was sleeping in like classic Western style, you know, like kind of like tilting on the back legs of the chair with his mouth open.
Oh yeah.
And Peter just like spit right into his mouth. Fucking.
And the guy was just,
TB.
he's like, I gotta let you go.
No, he died instantly.
You won.
He was,
You won the
he was
prize.
like, wow, that was kind of hot, and then he let him go. And he's like, okay. I mean, I meant to say that's how he gave him the TB and killed him, but yeah, sure, let's go for fetishing.
I am way too turned on to be at work right now. You need to go.
You need to go. I need privacy right now, buddy. So
I need to be off the clock.
I need to be off the clock to get off. So at this point, the word began to spread across Europe that a madman was not only real, but that he was loose and dangerous. So after he escaped, a number of pamphlets, ballads, and stories were written and circulated detailing his cannibalism and mastery of the black arts. So you have to understand, at this point, he was kind of like, have you heard about, like, I heard there's like a gang of people like going around killing, and no one really fully knew or confirmed. I mean, there were stories, but after he was captured and he confessed, everyone was like, holy shit, this is all real. And then all of these songs, you know, all these stories started coming out. Pamphlets were passed around, like, this is what this guy's doing. And, of course, it became, like, some extremely real and some extremely fabricated, of course. Or maybe not. I don't know what kind of black magic was happening back then, you know? So
all sorts of stuff,
you can make a man horny with one spit, I heard. Or was that just Paul? So Paul the sheriff, don't trust him. So
They called him Loogie Paul.
hey, I'm Louis Paul. Come over, you give me a kiss. So, for example, of all these, rumors and stuff, it was said that when Niers' gang gathered at Fowlsburg, they had a meeting with the devil in the dark woods, where the devil gave his blessing to the gang's ambition, even providing Niers with monthly pay, along with granting him supernatural powers. The devil is giving him a monthly allowance, my dog. That is sick. He's like, do you guys take gold fillings up here? I pried him out of everybody and his teeth in hell. And they're like, that's not gonna work, man. And he's like, what about a rib cage guitar? Can you sell this for anything? He's like, I think there's a guy in New Jersey.
Anything you want.
There's a guy in New Jersey who will buy this from us. So, but yeah, so you got an allowance and supernatural powers. Like, I don't know what they're doing for the devil. Maybe just giving him more souls, but like, or just doing his bidding up on Earth. But
yeah, probably some bid doing.
But like, my question is, after that one meeting in the woods, how are they getting that money every month? And wouldn't the devil just go, here's a lump sum? He's just like, well, I don't really trust you guys to be not spending this on hooch and Game Boy games. Like,
nah, the devil, he likes his horny tricks. You'd give him something like $1 that you hand it to someone and then it reappears in their hand and they can just keep handing them over. That's the
is that a horny trick? Is that a fucking horny trick for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Word of advice for anyone who wants to date David: just pretend to give him money, and he'll be in the palm of your hand, no dollar.
Nah, there's got to at least be some magic involved.
Okay, he likes the magic aspect. There we go. Not just the being poor aspect of it. Being poor over and over again. So, like I said, got some money, got some powers now. And even earlier than this, however, it seemed that Niers learned how to become invisible from his mentor, Martin Steer. Yeah, I'm talking Shepherd Boy.
That's awesome.
And the only reason he was finally caught in the end was because he was deprived of his bag, which contained magic materials to make himself invisible. So the only reason he was actually caught was because his invisibility bag was taken from him. And we'll get into that.
Was that his little bag full of crack?
You're gonna find out. It's a drug that you still ain't allowed to do. So,
well, I'm in Oregon, baby. I can do them all.
So, you're right. So, a critical component of such magical materials was thought to be the remains of fetuses. Oof. Peter, not a good look. As during the casting of spells, the fetus hearts inside the bag were eaten. I prefer Skinny Pop, but okay. Joy Wittenberg mentions also another use of fetal black magic, and that was to conduct. Oh God, here it is. No, it was to concoct the flesh and fats of infants into magic candles that, when lit, would allow them to rob houses without awakening the inhabitants.
Ah, that's cool.
Can I have a baby fat candle, please? What is this? Is this cedar wood? Wait, let me check out what this is. This is Fraser pine. Okay, well, I prefer that, apple cinnamon, or flesh and fat of baby.
I'm a French vanilla kind of guy.
Ah. Well, you're an Alsace.
Or the freshly cut grass from the Man series.
Well, you're in Alsace, which is in France, and the baby's name was Vanilla, so... Oh. Here's a candle. Hope you like stealing shit. I imagine robbing somebody's house in the pitch black with a candle. I would steal like 3/4 and like whatever was in the fridge. Like, I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna need a light right now. He got 3 pieces of turkey and an asparagus spear. Ah, shit.
That's assuming they have a fridge.
That's true. I would just like go over into their bedroom, trip. The candle would fall in the middle of their bed. I would run out. The candle's obviously has a black magic curse on it. They're not waking up. Their bed's on fire.
Well, their
I just
bed's
murdered
hay.
two. I just murdered two more people by accident. That was and I lost my baby flesh candle. Jesus Christ.
That was a big whoopsie.
I'm not. I'm in debt now, guys.
I'm out a baby candle.
God, I knew I shouldn't have stole from my parents on the first one. My parents are dead now. Oh God.
I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to get my Game Boy back.
And my hooch. So, Peter Niers was credited with other supernatural powers as well. In particular, the ability to physical transformation. Various stories attributed him with the ability to change his shape into that. Oh, I forgot, dude. Okay. Various stories attributed him with the ability to change his shape into that of a log or a stone.
Okay, I was thinking like werewolf thing, but a log and a stone, he's halfway to a house.
My boy, a log. He's like,
you
hurry.
should see him getting down a hill, because if he could go log to stone real quick. Nothing's gonna stop him.
He's like, should I choose log or stone? He's like, log. And he turns into a log, and he's like, haha, they'll never see. He's like, someone's coming. Turn into a log. Turns into a log, and he's like, oh, why are they placing me on this stump right here? I don't know what they're doing. Why does that man have an axe? What is he doing here? And, like, just go with stone every time, man. Unless they're going to throw you in the bottom of a river.
Yeah, but then he can
So-
turn into a log and float right back up. Sink a boat.
I would turn. Oh, okay. Oh, look at you. Okay.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson as Logstone.
You wait. No.
Jonathan
no,
Logstone.
No, it's Young Logstone. Because of the new TV show Young Rock.
Oh fuck, that's a
Do
thing.
you guys know? Do you know they're making Young Rock, dude? Now we have another fucking Young Sheldon ripoff.
What
We
was
all
the
love The
first-
Rock.
What was the first
but-
ripoff?
Young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon was a ripoff of Young Sheldon.
No, Young Rock was a ripoff of Young Sheldon, which was a ripoff of Young Logstone. You're not
Okay.
picking up what I'm putting down.
I'm
Anyway.
really not. You turned into a rock on me here.
Fuck. Log. So, Peter Niers, like I said, he turned into a log or a stone. But according to a late ballad, he could also become a goat, dog, or cat at will, which is a lot easier, and no one wants to chop you in half or three to the bottom of a river. But it is also
Well-
16th century Germany, so
You said
goat,
cats,
you're
right?
fucked. Yeah, goat, you're fucked. Cat, maybe you're fucked. Dog, I don't know. You might be getting away with that one. So, while on the run, Niers was also reported to have frequently changed his appearance to avoid capture, but these changes didn't involve any form of magic, but instead disguises. Can someone say fashion show?
Fashion show.
Fashion show, thank you. So among these disguises were that of a soldier. He also sometimes dressed up as a leper. So soldier's easy. Throw on a little uniform, you're good to go. Everyone thinks you're a soldier. Leper, you throw on some like a ring wraith costume, a little Nazgul, just cover up your face. Everyone's like, oh, he's probably all like falling apart underneath that disguise.
Well,
But
see
the last one,
hold on. What you do is you find a leper, you peel off some of that skin, you just put it on your face, you're good to go.
or you just tape some Jack Link's beef jerky over to your face. But then all
you're
the
gonna have a problem with the dogs.
The invisible dogs are following me for miles. I swear to God. So,
Little
but
gospel there.
my last one, his last disguise was the hardest to pull off, and that was it was a goat again.
What, a goat again?
So not only could he physically change into a goat, but he sometimes disguised himself while dressing up as a goat.
Do we have a description of that? Any more detail? Any more detail? Like what? Paint himself
Nope.
white and
He
just
got
walk
big
on all
ol'
fours with a bell around his neck?
Horns, throw some horns on there.
Milk me.
He put in those weird eyes. You ever seen a goat eye? Terrifying. Oof. So there were also several things about Niers that never changed, no matter what form he took. He was always known to always carry money 2 loaded pistols and a broadsword.
Well, wait, what?
So, like,
He
no
had
matter
a sword and pistols?
Yeah, dude.
What year
You
was
got
this
to commit
again?
some crimes. 1579.
They had pistols in 1579?
They better, or I'm a fucking liar. And can you look up? But if you look it up, they're gonna be like, when was the Hauser created? You know, like this pistol was like a rubber band and like a fucking acorn. Like, let's not get ourselves here.
Well, I guess it could be like one of those pirate
Like
ones that's like
a blunderbuss.
like those little. I guess the pistol was invented in 1364. Holy shit!
No fucking way. Whoa. Kind of crazy, actually. When was money and a broadsword invented?
Let me Google that.
No, but yeah, so this guy was just like packing. He was rich, got some guns and a big old sword. Pretty cool if he wasn't raping and murdering and killing, eating fetuses and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
There's always a catch with the cool look. If you want to dress in your cool ripped jeans, you're gonna be a little cold. Am I right, guys? And if you want to carry around a broadsword, 2 loaded pistols, and some money, you're gonna have to eat some baby hearts every once in a while. There's just no way around it.
Yeah, it's just what you gotta do.
You're fucked. Maybe you can put some Al sauce on it. You know, I can't guarantee a good taste, but.
Boy,
Worcestershire.
Al sauce is it's just not a good name because that makes me think of a man named Al, and this is his sauce. Here you go.
Gugu?
Google Al sauce.
Al Gugu. So, in his 1579 arrest warrant, Niers is described as rather old.
Yeah, sorry, real quick. If you do Google Al sauce, first thing that pops up, A1 sauce, Wikipedia.
Yo.
A1 sauce, steak sauce, Amazon.com. A1 steak sauce, 10-ounce bottle, pack of 12. Holy shit. Kraft Heinz, foodservice.com.
Why? Where are you where you have to order your A1 sauce on Amazon?
The
It's
couch.
everywhere. They have it at like 7-Eleven.
Yeah, they do. You could probably fucking drive up to Arby's and just be like, hey, can I get a ball of A1?
And
Like-
they're like, yeah, we got
Like, oh, $5? Yeah, sure.
it. Yeah, they always got some in the back.
Is that who?
Because they
no,
got the
Carl's
meats,
Jr.
too.
Carl's Jr. has A1.
Oh, yeah, Arby's got some meats in the diarrheas.
That's the real Al sauce.
That's when I eat Arby's. You want to see Al sauce? Come to my house after Arby's. I'll show you some Al sauce, liquid. So, like I said, in 1579, his arrest warrant, Niers was described as rather old, with crooked fingers and a scar on his chin. Whoa, crooked fingers, like Bumpy Knuckles. That's my rap name.
He's like a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Yeah, fucked up. He's like LeBron's toes. So, fucked up. Super
Those things
fucked
are
up.
real fucked.
God damn. Just cut him off. Give him 2 peg legs. Make
He
it a
loses all
little
his balance.
Make it a little fair on the court. You know, give him some peg legs.
That's how he's still so good. Is every time he steps, he's just in pure pain, and the adrenaline keeps him going.
The fear of dying. The fear of dying makes him fucking triple double every fucking game.
The only time it doesn't hurt is when he's not putting any pressure, and that's why he likes to dunk so much. Because the longer he's in the air, the less pain he feels.
You guys Google LeBron James toes and throw up with me.
You don't have to throw James in there. You just have to do LeBron toes.
LeBron toes. So by this time, Niers was as well known as LeBron's toes.
Yeah, I googled it. Boy, you get a good show. Oh, no.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, can I go, David? Or are you going to scream again when you find a new picture of LeBron's toes?
I just still looking at it.
I feel like you're looking at it, now you're going to have to let the guy in jail go free because you need some alone time, if you know what if you catch my stinky drift.
The last thing I need right now is to be alone.
Please don't leave me alone with LeBron's toes. Please, I'll do anything. Anyway, Nike's like, we created a new shoe for you, and it's like a regular shoe, but at the tip it's all zigzagged and shit.
It's a maze.
It's a fucking labyrinth. So by this time, Niers was well known across the country, and he attempted to hide in plain sight when he stopped at a lodge in Nurmarkt called The Bells and asked a local innkeeper to hold his leather pouch so he could visit a bathhouse. So this stinky old bitch needed a bath. And if there's one thing I know as Arthur Morgan is that everybody needs a bath once in a while. And you can pay an extra quarter to come let a lady come in and scrub you down. And I always do it, and I never know what it does. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. It's been a few years.
It's in Red Dead Redemption 2. You pay an extra quarter, and a lady comes in, and she washes parts of your arms and legs. And I always thought there was going to be more to that, and there never was. And Arthur was a lonely man out there on the prairie.
Yeah, is it like Grand Theft Auto when you go into the strip club and it tells all of your Xbox Live friends that you are in the strip club?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they made it so like if your friend is playing Grand Theft Auto, you can see where they are in the game or like what if they're like in a business, and so anytime you can always see your friend spending like 3 hours in the strip club on GTA. So I'm just wondering if maybe with Red Dead Redemption 2, they're like, yeah, he's getting a bath from the hooker again.
She's a nice bath lady. Don't call her that.
The bath wench.
So, when he's handed his leather pouch over to the man at the bathhouse, this would actually prove to be his undoing. As Niers enjoyed his bath, the townspeople confronted the innkeeper to open the leather pouch, which he's like, hey, man, this is against policy. He's not going to come back if I start going through his shit. But he did, and inside were the dried hearts and hands of fetuses.
Oh, no.
See, that was the drug I was talking about that you still can't do. I tell you.
Yeah, actually, I take it back. I don't think we can do that one in Oregon.
No,
I'll give the police.
I'll call my Congress people and see if I get past that one, but I don't think they're gonna go for it.
I'll call the old men and the boys in blue tomorrow. I'll call their front desk and I'll ask them if that's good to go.
So, realizing these were the possessions of a black magician, or just to confuse a teenager, a black magician, the townspeople knew to whom they belonged. They knew it was the black magician. And Niers was easily captured in the bathhouse. Of course, the guy was naked. He had no broadsword or pistols.
He got him with the pants down.
Yep, exactly. That's how they always get caught. So he was captured at the bathhouse by the townspeople to the shock of the authorities. So many believed Niers was so easily arrested because, like I said, he was separated from his magical objects, which were believed to make him invisible. And Niers ended up surrendering and confessed to an astronomical 544 murders that included 24 pregnant women. I mean, that explains the contents of the bag, I'm guessing.
Does that count? Is that like a double point?
No, I think it's like there were 24 pregnant women in there, but they have to bring that up because that's like I see what you mean. That is a double. Yeah, that's a double. That's a double.
If it
that's
counts
a chonky.
Counts towards his total.
Yeah, I think it counts up to the 544.
Okay.
But the Neumark executioner, that's the town. Neumark executioner gave Niers a taste of his own medicine by delivering an especially violent death upon him. So for 3 days, Niers was tortured, and on the first day, the flesh was skinned from Niers' body, and hot oil was poured into the wounds. Ooh, he probably liked that little fat baby candle
crackle.
wax. And they're like, ooh, pour that candle wax on my back. It's Valentine's Day, people. Get your candle wax sweaty. Sweaty?
Yep.
Which one's your favorite Power Ranger? So, so the second day, Niers's feet were greased Ooh, LeBron feet greased is making me feel some type of way. His feet were greased and held above burning coals in an effort to roast him alive. And finally, on the third day, Niers was strapped to the breaking wheel. This infamous medieval torture device was a large wheel designed to break bones and or crush someone to death. The wheel was slammed on him 42 times apparently, but somehow, maybe due to one of his alleged deals with the devil, Niers was still not dead after the breaking wheel crushed his body, and the executioner had to quarter him, hacking off Peter Niers' limbs to finally kill him.
Yeesh.
Woo! You got quartered, baby! You got cut into fours. I know my fractions, motherfucker.
There you go, baby. You know her fractions. Yeah, our boy over here, he knows his fractions.
He's like, you pulled an infraction, so now I have to fraction your ass.
Love that.
And they're like,
Got another one?
do 3/16, and he's like, this is gonna be hard. The executioner's like, what is that fraction? That doesn't even make sense. And he's like, just do it. Everyone just wanted to see the executioner figure out what 3/16 was.
Just let the man sweat a little bit. Let's all watch the man get a little sweaty up there.
He got too used to the quarter, and that's pretty easy.
I mean, once he done one good quarter, and you're good to go. But you throw that 3/16 up there.
Hell, I ain't even mad at him. He got a C average on that one. pretty good.
It passes.
So many people tend to believe that since the story is so old, that it is in fact folklore, more folklore than fact, making the story a little bit easier to digest. But the actual fact of the matter is that some historians believe that these stories match other historical documents, proving that these horrible events did actually take place. Peter did confess twice to 544 murders overall, but he also did confess under the scrutiny of torture, so we are still not completely sure if this count is actually that high. But if the legend is true, then we might be actually dealing with numbers that exceed 544 by the hundreds. But that is a statistic that will forever be lost to time. And maybe, deep down, we would like to keep it that way. And that's my story of Peter Niers, the quarterly, baby-eating, dropping a candlestick, stinky leper man, goat, motherfucker, mummy guy with his penis out, murderer.
You missed the log and the rock.
Oh, log rock, man. Young log rock.
Yes. La
Anyway,
Rock.
So that's the story of Peter Niers, and it's a tasty one for sure.
Oh man,
So.
I'm salivating over here.
Well, you're still looking at the LeBron toes, aren't you? I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Oh boy. All right, so let me ask you something, Tobin. I know you're a real outdoorsy kind of guy, so obviously you spend a lot of time in the woods.
Yeah. Oh, I told you in Sweden, don't meet me on a desolate road. I love the woods.
So, well, I mean, have you ever been on, you ever been walking, being one within the pines, and you feel like somebody or something was watching you?
Oh, yes.
Well, today I'm going to talk
Mountain.
about the Wood Devils of Coos County.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
Neither had I. Not sure anybody has. So
Would I?
Now, it's no secret people tend to let their imaginations run wild when they're in the outdoors, and sometimes your eyes could be pulling tricks on you. But don't get too far into a conclusion so quick. You might not be going crazy, but you might actually be encountering a terrifying monster. So you've got that going for you, you know. Better than going
at
crazy.
least you're not schizophrenic and in the woods.
Yeah, that's a bad combination.
Remember that Eminem song where he goes, I think my dad's gone crazy. That was about wood devils. I don't know, just fun facts. Sorry.
So I mentioned that these are the wood devils of Coos County. So where exactly is that? Well, there is a Coos County in Oregon, but this story is going to take us to the state that obviously, absolutely no one forgets about, New Hampshire.
Ooh, New Hamster. I had a new hamster one time.
You've had a lot
Then
of
he
new
was a
hamsters.
dead hamster.
I remember that one month you had a lot of new hamsters.
Do you know how hard it is to lift a couch?
You know
Just
how
let 'em-
you know how
let 'em
hard it
stay
is
down
to
there.
find a good pet store that will let me keep buying hamsters.
I'm a hamster breeder.
One
I
of
sell 'em
my
for a nickel each.
one of my really good friends, he got banned from a pet store in Eugene because he bought too many pets and they thought he was doing like weird shit with them and sacrificing them.
Shut the fuck up.
He was just buying obscure pets for his like family members and friends.
Like we talking reptiles and like hamsters and
D, all of the
chinchillas?
above.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pets.
Well, I think the one that really broke the ice was he bought his mom a fish, and it was a Christmas gift because they had a nice fish tank, and like 2 nights before Christmas, the fish jumped out of the tank and killed itself.
Oh shit, that happened to me too. It jumped in the sink, dude.
No, it just jumped out of the tank onto the carpet, and so he wrapped it up and put it under the Christmas tree.
What a psycho. Oh my god. What is he in, like Godfather? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Big time.
Good lord.
But yeah, so this is a New Hampshire hamster, and Coos Country. I keep trying to say Coos Bay because that's Oregon.
Coos County, you mean?
Coos County is not a huge area, with about 31,000 residents as of 2019, making it the smallest county of the state. But although the area might be small in population, it is home of the New Hampshire state monster. That's right. We're talking about the wood devil.
Oh, but that was a big hamster. You would
Hey,
think that they're...
I didn't
do you
describe this wood devil yet, did I?
Oh, shit. Maybe its enemy is the hamster because hamsters like to chew on wood.
It's true. Or maybe they give it the name because it eats so much wood.
It's true.
So, according to eyewitness reports, the wood devils stand more than 7 feet tall, large whiskers,
Whoa.
puffy cheeks that vary in size depending on when it's eating. They typically like to run on giant wheels.
You fucker. I was sitting there, I was like, you're like straight face. I was like, is he really just describing like hamster traits and not knowing it? And plus you said poofy cheeks, it's puffy. You son of a bitch.
Counts who you talking to.
Oh god. I hate
You know what?
you.
Now, whenever I mispronounce
You know who-
shit, I'm just going to say,
Yeah.
no, that's how we say it in Oregon.
That's a good one. I like
Yeah.
that. You know who's someone I'll never understand though, just to go back to the pets thing?
Yeah.
People who own birds. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You gotta
I
put a
don't-
towel over the cage and then like they're still squawking.
Yeah.
you
It's
doing?
honestly the smell to me. If they didn't smell so bad, I'd probably consider getting
Dude,
pet.
I had a hamster and hamsters stink.
So do ferrets and chinchillas.
Dude, everything fucking stinks. I have 2 cats and they fucking stink.
Well, yeah, it's because they're covered in shit. You don't groom them.
Because I shit in their litter box and say, like, oh, shit.
They got to roll
Thanks.
around in it to figure out whose it is.
Oh, you ate a Chipotle burrito? Oh, one of the cats ate a Chipotle burrito.
It's bigger than the cat.
Oh, who got extra guac?
So, okay, back to what I was saying. It does stand 7 feet tall, and they are covered in a light gray fur. And you might be thinking, big monkey? Sasquatch monkey? But there is something rather different about these monsters in comparison to the typical Bigfoot, Sasquatch, big monkey. The wood devils are known for being very sleek and slender.
Ooh.
Oh, baby,
we
it's
gotta
getting me
stop
wild
this
over here.
We also have to stop this podcast. I'm going to have to go let a guy out of jail.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting real wild.
Spit in my mouth.
Now, obviously, if it wasn't implied, these long, lanky boys do stand upright on two legs, and even if there doesn't, there's doesn't seem to be much
They
meat.
got a wiener.
Yeah, I got a dick.
They got a wiener.
Yeah, they got a dick.
Or should I say twig and berries?
Well, I mean, okay. I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
David.
I'm gonna say they're omnivores.
They are cannibals?
Omnivores. They're the ones that eat twigs and berries. And fucking lettuce.
Herbivores? Omnivores eat both.
Oh fuck, they're herbivores.
Herbivores.
You know
Well,
what
we
I
call
meant.
them we call them omnivores in Oregon.
Yeah, that's we have it backwards in Oregon. So you're wrong. I'm right.
But that would just make them fucking cannibals at that point, correct?
No.
They should eat human meat.
No, so there might not be much meat on their bones, but these bitches are fast, almost as fast as Britney Spears. You all right over there?
That's a good one. I love a Britney Spears joke. It's funny. Free her.
Riley was watching I think it's an FX documentary, and I was kind of listening.
Free Britney?
Yeah, I don't know what it was called. I was trying to go to sleep, and she was watching it, and it seems interesting. Seems like it could be a fun topic, possibly. They also talked about the fact that there's I guess it's a brilliant idea, and I guess there was a podcast that would just take all of her Instagram posts and just do a deep dive into what it could possibly mean.
Whoa.
Which honestly sounds kind of fun. I don't really care about, Britney. At least I haven't since I was 12 years old. But that does kind of sound like a fun thing to listen to.
Can we find the episode of when she announced her 40 time?
That could be really good.
That
but
would be a really good one.
It depends on who's handling it, though, because I don't know if the hosts are prepared to really understand the insanity of the claims.
Yeah, and that it's actually factual, because I don't want people who are just going to lie about the fact that she's the fastest person alive. Not woman, not man, person.
And just to clarify, when I said insanity, I meant the pure insanity of her speed, not that she was insane or making it up. I just want to clarify that.
Yeah.
Before we get any further. Oh boy. We get in these tangents and I don't know where I was.
I think you're talking about tree people penises.
Okay, now here we go. The tree people penises are sharp and rigid. So why is it important that these tall boys are skinny boys as well? Well, their slim frame is what keeps them alive and out of the sight of unwanted eyes. Being that it allows them to stay hidden behind trees as they peep on you while you're taking a dump in a hole you just dug up with that little army shovel that you can never really look at with a clear conscience.
Wait, why do they have to hide behind trees? They are trees.
They're not trees.
Oh, they're not trees?
The fuck are you talking about?
I was picturing like an ant-looking motherfucker from Lord of the Rings.
No.
And then they're like hiding behind trees. I'm like, what looks weirder? A tree in the middle of a clearing just sitting there, or a tree peeking out from behind another tree?
No, they're like white Bigfoot that are really skinny.
Oh, they're not made of wood?
No.
Oh my god.
I don't know where you got that idea.
I thought
You're getting loopy, man.
that's why I was making the twig and berries joke, man. I thought they were fucking made of wood.
And that's why you're saying they're cannibals. That makes more sense. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, I'm so fucking ass backwards.
You're fucking dog water, man.
Fuck. Sorry, guys. I suck.
So, legends say that these wood devils are so good at hiding behind trees and blending into their surroundings that most people walk past them without ever knowing that they were there.
Whoa.
Yeah, a little creepy. So, now someone like your grandpepper or great-grandpepper might know a little more about these devils. What?
How did they not know they were there, but also knew they were there? They're like, I walked past that tree and didn't even know that the wood devil was behind it. They're like, well, why are you saying that now?
Well, people aren't saying that. They're just saying that, people, they're just fucking hiding, man.
Okay, well, they think that the wood devil is behind there, but if they're that good at hiding, they wouldn't even know.
Well, that's how good they are.
We're stuck in a paradox right now. Do you understand this?
The wood devil paradox, baby. Coin it.
We got it. We figured it out.
This is us. Wood devil paradox. Put
We're
our
going to be
names
in a
on it.
textbook, guys. Textbook. Harvard. Gordon Wood. Oh, shit, Gordon Wood.
Oh,
You
my
ever read
God.
Gordon Wood? You ever fucking read Gordon Wood? How about you like them apples? Okay, I'm done. That was a good Will Hunting joke for you.
So, like I was saying, now someone like your grandpepper or great-grandpepper might know a little more about these devils because according to the older generations of the area, these monsters were much more common to see in the early 1900s. But still, to this day, sightings are reported. This is a good sighting I found from 2004, and this is a quote from him. Yeah, I copied and pasted it. So I quoted it though, so it's not copyright. It's not plagiarism.
I was about to say, I don't know. What are you saying?
We headed into the woods about 5 a.m. This was during hunting season. We thought that this was going to be the year that we finally got that trophy buck. But we were in for a surprise. As we got to our spot, you know that spot, under the big white spruce tree at hillside.
They about to make love?
The ground was snow-covered. We sat there and waited for the sun to rise so we could load our Browning 30-06 rifles. Right before the time came for us to load our rifles, we noticed a strange noise about 100 yards away. It was almost like a high-pitched, pierced yell squeal. We looked over and walking from behind a bush, we saw a dark figure that stood about 6 or 7 feet tall. I don't know. Me and my grandpa are about 4 feet tall. We don't know. With a long, pointy head.
Did they say that they were 4 feet tall? No.
Me and my grandpa stood there in awe. We had never seen anything like it in our 25 years of hunting in this area. We were very frightened by the creature, so we did not attempt to get any closer. But we watched it walk away as he hiked down the ridge. We were in shock. After he was out of sight, we waited about 10 minutes to collect our thoughts and we decided whether what we just saw was real or if the cold was just getting to us. To prove that we hadn't lost our minds, we decided to go see if the creature had left any footprints. And guess what? It did. We walked over where we had the Bigfoot pass through, and there were the footprints, approximately 15 to 18 inches long with a stride of about 4 to 6 feet. There's no way any human could have made those impressions.
There's only one thing that could have made that impression. Do you know that, David, right?
What's
That's
that?
a Cleveland Cavalier basketball player. Their toes are fucking lightning bolts, crooked in all forms of directions. The heel looked like it dug 40 feet down into the thick mud. And the smell alone. Wow, the smell. I'll never forget it. That's a LeBron James foot, bitch. Whoa. That's crazy.
You know LeBron plays for the team that lives in the same city as you, right?
Cleveland Cavaliers. What year was this, David? Before
2004.
he was born?
I guess that 2004. I guess that would have been. Was he in the NBA by now? I don't. All right. Right then and there, me and my grandpepper decided to call it a day. And we have not been back to the hunting spot twice. But this year, we plan to go back and search all winter for the mysterious creature in hopes that we may capture or even get another glimpse of him and maybe even a still shot. This guy wants to go shoot him.
That's what I was going to say. That's why, like, humans are so fucked up is that, like, there can't be anything that exists that, like, we don't understand. We're like, we have to kill it. We have to murder it. And you're like, what?
I've said this 100 times on this podcast, but he was coming after us, right? I think he just said, hey.
think he growled. I think he growled. I think he said, "Huh?"
Yeah, I think he said, "Huh?"
Yeah, I know. It's just like anything humans don't understand. There's like they try to like fucking kill like Isaac Newton. He's like, gravity's a thing, and everyone's like, you fucking witch, fucking die, and everyone's like, oh my god, like it's crazy. It'd be brazy out there, dog.
Yeah. And now we're trying to kill the anti-maskers. No, sorry, that was too far. Wear a mask.
God, they're saviors from a different planet telling us that the carbon. I heard a guy at work say, yeah. It can't be good wearing a mask all day, breathing in all that carbon monoxide. And I was like, what the fuck did you just say? You know we breathe out carbon dioxide, and carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas that is odorless. And we have detectors in it in our house because it could kill you in your sleep.
Hey, you don't know his diet.
To say, he walks in your house, the alarm starts going off. Everyone's like, holy shit, he's not dumb. Anyway.
So a local amateur photographer who goes by the name of Will had this story to share. Well, what voice should I do for Will?
Hi, I'm Will. I like photography.
I enjoy photography in the outdoors, and I try to get out at least once during each season.
Oh,
It was in
he
the
loves
fall of the year, and I had seen several moose along the Pontook Reservoir and the Androscoggin River.
Ooh.
So I decided to try and get a few photographs. I parked off of Berlin Road, and I walked into the woods east of the dam. I walked about 1,000 feet or so. It was very dense, and the light was low.
Oh, did he see me?
So,
And dense wood.
so I decided to get closer to the lake where, I could pick up some better light. As I turned north, I heard a cracking sound behind me. I turned to see what it was, but saw nothing. And so I started toward the area where the sound came from. I hadn't walked far when I saw something tall and thin dart behind a sugar maple tree and quickly disappear.
He knows the sugar maple.
Yeah, he name dropping trees right now.
Yeah, he's a little piece of shit, Will. Fuck you, Will. He's like a birch. It was a birch, a backwoods birch.
Oh boy, I stood for a minute, and again this thing came from behind a large maple tree and then vanished again. I tried to get a photograph, but the darn thing was just too fast, and nothing ever showed up in the shot. It didn't show itself anymore that day. I went back to the location a couple more times, but never witnessed this thing again. There are a lot of legends my father would tell us as kids, but I never really gave it much thought. Some of the people around here used to talk about wood devils in the White Mountains, but I've never heard about anybody seeing one or anything similar to what I saw. The thing, that damn sexy thing, was about 7 feet tall, dark, thick fur or hair, and thin. My God, it was thin, much thinner than any normal man at that height. Like I said, it was very fast and so nimble. I never heard a sound other than footsteps.
And moaning.
Goddamn amateur photographer. If only Ansel
like-
Adams was there, we'd have a great grainy black and white photo of the beast.
Whoa, dropping an Ansel Adams on us.
Double
Okay.
A, baby.
He's like, the wood devil, it did curse me. People think it didn't curse me. Well, can you explain why I can't get hard anymore? Ever since I saw that thing, it was so beautiful. I can't find another beautiful creature as beautiful as the thin wood devil. Behind the sugar maple, of course.
Can't forget about the sugar maple. So that's where I'm
He was
gonna.
almost. The sugar maple was almost as sweet as the wood devil. It had a 14-pack. Oh, so long and thin.
So that's where I'm gonna end this little monster story, which I hope you can take to heart with a good mind, because even though there might be a horrifying 7-foot sexy as hell monster hiding behind every tree you walk by, at least there weren't any stories about it being violent.
Yeah, actually, you're right. It's just a little peaceful monster just walking through the woods, trying to, find some suitors who aren't amateur photographers. Maybe if he found Ansel, he would be actually a little bit more interested. But
It's true.
obviously, he could tell Will was an amateur from far away just by the way he held that fucking camera. So, David, is that the end of your story?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in again. We love telling you about murderers and, of course, sugar maples and of course, wood devils. And we always appreciate you guys tuning in. We love telling you these stories. So if you guys want more information, follow us on Instagram at Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram. Click the hyperlink in the description for any of the other info, whether you want merch, whether you want to leave a review on Apple Podcast. If you guys want to send us anything, you can send it to campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. We're going to be doing a Tales from the Camp very soon, reading your guys' stories. We've just been very busy with weird, messed up schedules and whatever. But we are planning on doing it very soon. Is there anything else we really need to talk about? No?
You made a TikTok.
Oh, shit, yeah. I made a TikTok. Just trying to get more people's eyeballs and earballs on this podcast. So I think it's like Camp Strange Podcast on TikTok. I started making like little short videos of stories that, you guys are very familiar with. But they're just little bite-sized things with some pictures and some quick audio and maybe some goofs and gaffs in there as well. And we're going to see if we could, as the kids say, go viral. But I'm only following one person on TikTok, David. Do you know who that person is?
Michelle Obama.
No, we have Michelle. We're following Michelle Obama on Twitter, but on TikTok, it's different. We're following Gordon Ramsay on TikTok.
Fuck yeah, I love when he jumps out of that helicopter.
Oh, God, he's so good. If you watch Hotel Hell, every episode he shows his ass getting into a shower. I'm not kidding. It's blurred out, but there's every single fucking episode he gets into a shower and they film him getting into like a shower. It's fucking
Hold on.
weird.
What show is this on? What stream platform is this?
It's Hotel Hell.
Is there an HBO version?
Is there a pause button?
Like like an uncensored one?
I've been looking myself. I can't find it. But I watched some on the Hotel Hells on YouTube, so check them out. They're great.
Is
They're
it
very
him
fun.
like redoing a hotel?
It's him showing up to a hotel and then being like, "This hotel's fucking shitty," and then he tries to fix it, kind of like Kitchen Nightmare, where he just goes up to a restaurant, tries to fix the restaurant. But there's like a couple episodes where like the owners, like one owner was just like a raging alcoholic, and the day they got there for filming, he had like got a DUI. And then he was like drunk during the filming and like trying to play it off as like he wasn't drunk. It's amazing. It's so good. And like the reason he got the hotel is because he had sex with like a 95-year-old woman and then she died. And then he got like all of her inheritance. And that's why he owns the hotel. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, go check
I
it out.
love Lady Gaga, but what the fuck does she know about cameras?
That's a good Kanye quote. That's a good
You know what
one.
I'm saying? What is the fuck? I guess Gordon Ramsay stays at a lot of hotels.
I don't. Yeah, you're right. Actually, I don't really know. I don't know. He's got a platform. There we go.
There you go. We just like him yelling at people.
Oh, he's great. I love him yelling at people. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. And David, do you have anything to say before we leave?
No.
Okay. And don't forget to stay strange.